Howdy, hello, greetings, all that fun shit. Oh, anyhow, this installment, I believe last time I mentioned I was going to try to bring things up to speed as far as recent events on the Metallic Onslaught. One thing I did forget to mention in the first installment when I was bringing people up to speed regarding the whole leaving WEOS and all that, and being able now to pre-record the show and being on the internet radio and such. I did say that internet radio was an important part of, what saved the Metallic Onslaught from just going into, I do have to give props to Soraya Ascath, who is a host of Ithaca, New York's The Last Exit for the Lost show, as well as Where Did the Road Go? Because if it wasn't for Ascath, we wouldn't have a recording space. So even more so than the chance to use internet radio, we have to give props to Ascath. You are the man. Thank you. Anyhow, recent events. And when I say recent, I do have to back up a little bit, probably back around May or so. This show has already been known for really bizarre humor. We're crazy. We are not sane in any sense, which I think is one of the things that actually sets ourselves apart from your standard, however many hours of metal music. I mean, yes, the music is first and foremost. I mean, we are a metal show. But we are a quirky, weird bunch, and it's an interesting combination when it all comes together. And how is it, as Kath puts it, even for his show, The Last Exit for the Lost, stupid humor for smart people. Because we talk a lot of dumb shit, but at the same time it's references to, H.P. Lovecraft works, or we're a literate bunch. At the same time with, completely idiotic senses of humor. Anyhow, with that being said, let's back up. I want to say April, May, somewhere in there. I'm way behind on the recaps for the show, so anyhow, I think I should start with Jeffy, who I sometimes like to refer to as the village idiot of the Metallic Onslaught. For those unfamiliar, the character of Jeffy is a clone of Ascath. A horrible experiment, or I should say an experiment in cloning that went horribly wrong. And it produced Jeffy. And Jeffy really isn't a complete idiot. He's just childlike and naive and has some really crazy ideas. Balloon zippers. Yeah, that's a Jeffy idea. So, taking that into account, let's back up. Like I said, back about May, somehow we got on the subject of taking parts of me and growing new me's out in the back of the property where we record. And of course, it's like he's like pulling stuff off of my head, drilling open my head, pulling out brain matter. Just, DNA samples and all, whatever. He planted parts of me out in the back lawn, apparently. And over the course of however many weeks, he claimed that the new me's were starting to grow. And he'd just like show photographic evidence, and I'd be like, Jeffy, those are mushrooms. They look like mushrooms. You're growing mushrooms. Those are not me. And he would insist, no, 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 they're little U's, and I'm going to grow an army of Randys. So, you know, fast forward, and sure enough, one of them actually showed up on the show, took my place, and nobody knew any different. I just remember, you know, a knock on the door, being confronted with an exact duplicate of me that was naked and had a carrot down there. And then just getting knocked senseless. Woke up in my walk-in closet back here. Missed the show. And apparently this mutant version of me sat in, and nobody knew any different until near the end of the show, I guess. And apparently Jeffy was taking some of the others that were growing and kind of like spacing them together so they would grow together, because he wanted one giant version of me that would be just if you have a chance to actually listen to the show once it gets added to the website, because all our shows are archived, or at least it's a work in progress. We're trying to get stuff caught up. If you're ever able to listen, you know, you'll be able to hear this all straight out of Jeffy's mouth. It was just such a crazy concept. That was bad enough. Most recently, and it's still a problem. I'm going to have to take some drastic measures in regards to this. But somehow he came up with this idea of creating a spanking machine. And somehow I got talked into being the guinea pig, because that's kind of the way things go sometimes on the show. You know, Jeffy does all these weird things, and he insists that they're in the interest of helping me. They don't help. He infested me with some kind of powder for Halloween, like a couple years back, and I started, you know, like, basically he turned me into a plant. There's photos on Facebook of, yeah, it's crazy. It's just, I turned into a Triffid. It was, you know, people joked around, nice Halloween costume, because that's the time of year it was, and like, it wasn't a costume. That fucker turned me into a Triffid. But, so yeah, the spanking machine. Once again, I was somehow talked into, I don't know, I guess maybe part of me found the idea exciting. No, it wasn't exciting at all. What am I saying? No, I was not. I was basically duped into doing this. I did not even find it remotely, well, maybe, no, not at all. It was not the least bit exciting to me. Okay, spanking does not, maybe a little, no. Anyhow, the spanking machine. He hooked me up to this thing and proceeded to shred my shorts right down to, you know, the underwear, and further usage throughout the evening. You know, it's like I was pretty much bare-assed by the end of the night, and bleeding. And yeah, it was like a lot of Jeffy's crazy ideas. It was an abysmal failure. And that whole experience was bad enough. As fun as it may have seemed. No, it wasn't fun at all. I mean, no, stop it. Anyhow, the real problem came a week later, when, well, I mean, I noticed the issues sooner. but I wasn't able to discuss it on the show until, you know, a week after. And Jeffy had apparently heard word of this, and I had no choice but to confirm it. I tried to, you know, sugarcoat it, and, you know, it's like, well, no, I actually have to go out for knee replacement surgery. But, you know, it wasn't so much that. It was actually, the real problem was, and Jeffy spit it out himself. I have taint goblins. So yes, the itching down there, taint goblins. Who the fuck knew anything like that existed? I mean, if it weren't for the fact that this is YouTube and, you know, I don't want to... People have seen enough of me on the Metallic Onslaught YouTube page, you know. Believe me, I've been everything but naked on the Metallic Onslaught. Well, actually, the last exit for the Metallic Onslaught YouTube page. No pants day videos. Yeah, I've been almost freaking naked, so I don't want to subject people to any more. I am not flashing my taint for a YouTube audience, but they're down there, and they're aggravated because most recently somebody tried to, I was actually visiting the last exit for the Lost in Ithaca, which is as I may have mentioned, show. And toward the end of my visit there, they actually stapled the taint. And, you know, Rick made a comment like, hey, yeah, they could do chin-ups on this thing, but no, they didn't find it entertaining at all. They're pretty pissed off, actually. And they itch, they gnaw. This is, I can't even explain. They like fire, because we tried burning them off, but yeah, they like fire. And then this kind of ties in with another Jeffy invention recently, the blood pocket. Tried taking a little blood and thinking maybe that would gross them out. No, they like blood. They like blood a lot, and yeah, I'm not gonna. That was, whew. No, anyhow, so yeah, we've tried fire, we've tried blood, stapling just pissed them off a lot, and in recent weeks I've had to come out and admit that, yes, I have to have taint replacement surgery, which is really just going to be nothing more than a skin graft, and they're just going to hopefully peel those little bastards along with part of my taint, and, you know, so on, a new taint. Have I mentioned that we are a weird bunch? Anyhow, the blood pocket. This is another recent invention, his latest invention. I've completely had to readjust how I carry my wallet and everything. I usually carry it in my front right pocket. Now I have to carry it in another pocket, sometimes the left, sometimes back. Because, you know, now every time I put my hand in my right pocket, it comes out. No, I'm not demonstrating. It's disgusting. His idea behind this, his logic was, you know, if you're walking along and somebody's been in an accident and they need a blood transfusion, you can help them. If you're attacked by vampires, they don't have to bite you. You have a blood pocket. You get the idea. Yeah, Jeffy's inventions are ridiculously out there and usually fail horribly. And I can guarantee this has been a fail. Because nothing grosses out a cashier in a grocery store more than when you reach in to pull out your wallet, which you've now had to relocate to a different pocket. But yeah, you pull out your wallet and your hand and the money and everything is covered in plasma. Imagine the look of horror on that cashier's face. yeah, I don't have to. I've seen it. It wasn't pretty. And generally, you know, it draws the attention of other people, and those people tend to want to dial 911, and because, you know, they think you've committed some kind of murder or something, and that's not the case, because all you you have a blood pocket. And yeah, fuck you, and not a thank you, Jeffy, but a fuck you for ruining my life again. Anyhow, I think that kind of brings us up to speed regarding the madness that is the Metallic Onslaught in recent months. And, you know, we also, you know, have things going on that aren't quite so maddening. I mean, back in May, we had, what was it, the 12th year? 12th annual Finger Lakes Metal Fest, which is always a good time. The end of summer metal show is coming up pretty soon. And that's kind of because, you know, Finger Lakes Metal Fest kind of kicks off the season for a lot of the local metal bands, because there's all kinds of weekend festivals they do through here, Pennsylvania, all parts of New York, you know. It's a big regional thing. Finger Lakes Metal Fest is pretty much the first big show of the spring, summer. And the end of summer metal show that we do, also at Doncelars, kind of caps it off. That's usually second weekend of September, weekend after Labor Day. So yeah, there is some calm in the storm. There is some normalcy in all the turmoil. And if there wasn't, I think we would all go completely stark, raving mad. But we're not there yet. But yeah, that's all I got to say this time around. Let's see, Metallic Onslaught. Listen to us on WVBR, WHWS, Red Earth Radio, Rock Hard Radio, Good and Plenty Radio, and Extreme Alchemy Radio. I'm pretty sure that covers all the bases I can think of right off the top of my head, but yes. MetallicOnslaught.com. Like us on Facebook. Not too hard to find out what days of the week we are played, and there's actually some very convenient time slots for pretty much any level of, you know, we have some afternoon slots, we have some early evening slots, we have some mid-evening slots, we have some really late night and early morning AM slots. And we're doing pretty good in that regard, I think. But that is all I have to say for now. And I don't know. Not sure what the next topic's going to be yet. There have been some recent tragedies in the music world that I might want to address, and there may also be some other fun stories that I may want to bring up from the past. And like I said, I'd like to keep this mostly pertinent to events on the Metallic Onslaught. So, you know, look for some more on recent events and coming installments, and who knows what I'm going to throw out there. Just stay tuned. That's all I can say. Horns up. Bye-bye.